What's up? This is Derek from Boss Dragons. Thank you for tuning in. This is another episode of What's in Your Passion. Thank you for watching. We're gonna go to Ires Reptiles facility. Yes, Ires Reptiles. We're gonna talk to Roland and Sanders about their individual projects, what they have going on. We're gonna talk to Roland about the stranger, gene, and the moray as best we can. And we're gonna talk to Sanders about the riptide, the recessive gene that's not really displayed out into the world as often. So it's pretty much rare. This is the riptide gene. I'm really excited about this gene because I'm working with that as well. I jumped onto it, of course. I had to grab one of those animals there. And I hope you enjoy this video and thank you for watching. Tell me the history, how you discovered the stranger morph.
Then we have to go back, way back. It was in 2012. We hatched a butter pastel stranger head clown and a stranger in a clutch. By then, I did not know what it was. We looked at the snakes and there were two snakes in the clutch which didn't belong. To keep the story short, we kept them. We bred them and they proved out. And till today, we proved the stranger gene to be dominant. I know there are rumors that people are saying in the US that the stranger has a super form. I'm still not convinced. If you ask me, it's a dominant gene.
So when you first discovered, how did you know that you had something different? What was the characteristic traits that you was like, this is a different animal?
The best is you would look at our website. The stranger story is there and there is the picture of the clutch we found. And when you compare the butter pastel head clown, which is in it, you can see it's totally different from what a normal butter pastel would look like. And by that time, we were already in the business for a longer time and we had some experience. We said, hey, this does not belong. So we knew something was going on. We didn't know if we could replicate it, find something like that again. So we just kept them, bred them, and we were lucky. We proved it out.
And what are we looking at here?
At this moment you're looking at a single gene stranger, which we hatched a few years ago.
How can you tell the key elements of the stranger?
Well, this basically everybody says it's a dark gene, but stranger is more an, how do you say it, a pattern changer. Because it makes the side pattern smaller and it creates a lot of blushing in between. When you see the babies, this is more a bigger snake. And the babies is more obvious, but if you look at it, you can see all the blushing everywhere. You can see the small patterns. Normally you have alien heads. These are not alien heads. It's just one part going down with a spot in it. And it's a little bit granite-like. You see a lot of speckles in the pattern.
Okay.
That's one of the key parts of stranger. Another one, when you look at the single forms, almost every stranger is fully striped.
Down dorsal area?
The dorsal area, exactly. It's almost a full stripe. So you have examples with a full stripe, broken parts, but you can clearly see there's a stripe.
So it has a very big, bold striping on the back.
Yeah, it does. And besides, it's not that obvious in this example, but besides that pattern, there's a lot of black pigments. The dark black outline, the dark outlines around this pattern. So that's why people say it's a dark gene, but when you mix it with light genes, you also can make light snakes. It's not really a dark gene. It's more of a pattern changer.
And what influenced the name towards this gene?
Where the name stranger comes from?
Yes.
That's a good one. Basically it started with the fact that we didn't know what we were looking at. When we found it, it didn't belong in the clutch. We started with making the heads, and when we were trying to make the heads, then we found stranger. There was a snake in it that didn't belong. It looked like this one, and this is obviously not a normal. And we also found a butter pastel, which was not looking like a normal butter pastel. It was very bright, clear, and the pattern was really smashed like this one, more small instead of the alien head looking.
Okay, so the alien head's like more tightened closer to each other.
Yeah, you don't see alien heads here. An alien head is basically a heart-shaped form with two eyes in it.
Exactly.
There are none. It's all like the half of an alien head, if you can call it like that.
Okay.
And then another feature is the head. It's more light. And probably someone also talked about the riptide, that the side stripe of the head is running through the eyes. It's the same with Stranger. When you look at it, the stripe is also running through the eyes.
Oh, that's unique. That's beautiful.
So the top part is lighter than the middle part of the eye.
Man, this is a remarkable gene. And there's still so much to be done with it till this day, right?
A lot can still be done with it. Stranger is very good with a lot of genes. The only thing you have to stay away from is things like champagne, for example. A leopard is a real strong pattern gene, which forms pattern in champagne. Stranger does not, because Stranger is more a pattern opener. So if you have genes which don't have a lot of pattern, then Stranger is not the way to go, in my opinion.
So if you want to go to like deeply into the Stranger gene, go to iris.com. In there, you will see a section about the Stranger. It will tell you every kind of history that you want to know about the Stranger gene. Just in case you didn't follow really much what's going on in the video, it's definitely on their website. Go check it out. They have animals there, availability as well. They have beautiful animals. Sandra, you seen the camera, right? Look at this. That looks crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Oh. It looks like it got Brussels sprouts on the side pattern. Like some broccoli.
Makes you want to move to the dark side.
Yep.
Right? Exactly. So I want to talk about the moray gene, and how did you feel the first time discovering it, and why you thought it was amazing to you and you was like, wow, we have something different here?
To be honest, it was crazy because we didn't understand it. I always cut eggs, and when I cut the eggs from the first moray pairing we made, we didn't even know we made it. The first one I found was the fire moray clown. So the first thing I saw was the head of the fire moray clown. I cut the egg and this is impossible. What happened? I don't know. I didn't understand it. And then we cut the other eggs, and then we saw the similarities of the animals. And still I didn't want to believe it, but I had a similar pairing, and when we cut that one, we saw the same snakes in it. So then we knew we had something. There was something going on.
How did you feel though? What was your expression when you saw that animal?
Like a kid in the candy store, but still I didn't want to believe it. You cut the egg and you think probably it's a one-time thing. But then you cut another egg and you find a similar animal, then you think, oh, maybe it's genetically. And then the second clutch showed the same, so then you knew it's genetically. Also a good thing to know is that we call it moray, but probably it's the same gene found in the US, which is called monsoon. Because Dave, who found monsoon, found it earlier than we did. We communicated with each other and we could not find any relation in his collection and our collection. So I had to give it a different name, so we called it moray. And by now, a few years later, than when we found it, Justin has proved it that monsoon and moray is compatible to each other. We don't know if it's exactly the same. This could be proven in the future by DNA testing, of course, because now they do the shed tests. And then we'll know for sure. But at the moment, we still call it monsoon and moray. So we have an animal that looks like that in the US line and the European line.
Now, would you mind showing us some moray genetics that you've been working with?
Well, not that far yet, but we can walk to the last clutch that hatched, moray stuff in it. So here we have us in shed, of course. It doesn't matter, this one is not in shed. Get it out. Just a baby moray.
And this is the single form.
This is what we believe the single form you need. And when you put Stranger in it, it will get a little bit more dark, but it starts to look the same. So when it hatched, this was one much more darker than this one. That's why you have to keep them for some time, because over time they change. And I believe this one to have Stranger, and I believe this one not to have Stranger.
Yeah, you definitely can see the different changes from the dark.
But there's also another aspect. all of these animals are possible head clowns. So we have to shed test them, because I know that when an animal is head for clown, it's more bright most of the times. So the color difference can also be that one is head for clown and the other one is not. So before we can actually sell these animals, we have to know what they are, and we have to test some things.
I just like how the stranger looks with the moray, because you can see a lot of highlights from the stranger, because I know that when you work with strangers, it does a lot of highlighting on the outlining of the patterns.
It does.
Can you tell me more about the riptide gene and what it does to morphs? Can you explain the dark side of it and the light side of the versions of this beautiful morph that we're looking at today?
Yeah, first of all, we got Riptide since 2011, I think. It just came from, we had a caramel male, which we bought from a Dutch seller. And then I got a het caramel female from Ray Hein from the UK. Put that together, bred some caramels and het caramels. First clutch we got, I picked out a bit of a darker het caramel female to breed to the father, get more caramels, because caramel in that time, we're talking about 2007 I think that we got our first caramels. So we started breeding them in 2010, 2011. And then caramels were really, a lot of people were thinking, you're not getting eggs from caramels, they're kinking, whatever. And then after that we got some caramels, really nice looking ones. And also sold a lot of caramels and het caramels. But the female I kept for myself. So the second het caramel, bred them to the father and got two snakes. And they really look different because the sides of the head had some striping. And they were really like, you had, in that time you had not desert ghost, but desert. Like the same color as desert, but the head lighting was different. So we kept those, bred them again back to the caramel, and then we hit our first riptide.
What is that first moment you was like, wow, okay, this just looks unique and is different? What gave you that determination?
In that time, it was like, it's 2024 now, and that time was 2010, 11, 12, so about 10 to 12 years ago. Yeah, you really feel like, wow, we hit something, we don't know what we hit. It's the same time as we figured out Stranger, or when we hit Stranger. Roland had hit Stranger, I hit the Riptide.
That's an amazing year.
Yeah, it was really a cool year for us. So this is a single form riptide. It's a male and it's a light form or light phase.
What do you see that gives you the impression that it is a riptide? What are the things to look for?
When you hit the clutch, so when you hit the babies, when they come out, you see they look a bit like normals, but the coloring is different. Coloring and also the sides.
Can you point out the sides now on the snake? What gives you the impression of the elements of the riptide gene?
Sides will really come up, so you see a lot of white.
Okay.
Surrounding the alien head.
And also like the patterns on the belly.
Yeah. On the dorsal. So even with the dark genes.
Yeah.
This is also, both are plain riptides.
Wow, so it's dark and light.
Dark one.
Wow, that's beautiful.
When you hit this or these in the clutch, you really pick them out. You can really see if it's heads or full riptide.
I just love how the head pattern connects on the light one.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. But wow, they have so much variation looks on them.
That's why it took us so many years to figure out what we were doing. And also the light version and the dark version, we already figured out if you put light to light, you get more light animals. And if you put dark to dark, you get more dark animals.
So this project is great because you could work on the light side and the dark side.
Yeah.
But then you also could mix them up with the light side with the dark side.
They're compatible.
That's awesome.
And the main thing with us is that we have crossed the lines before we knew we had a light and a dark line. That this female is dark, but she also produces light animals, more dark if I put dark to her,
Oh,
I
so
get
she
more
could
dark,
work with
but
any kind, dark or light.
I get a mixed clutch.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
light animals and dark animals, depending on the genes.
And how long did you've been working on this specific gene
From
for?
2000, I think 11.
2011?
Because first we thought it was dominant or co-dominant, or was it recessive or whatever. And then because of the Mojave heads, bred those together to the riptide, and we got a Mojave riptide, and it really looked different. And the name riptide just popped up because of the riptide is the foam what comes on the beach, runs up to the beach.
And that's what inspired the name?
Yeah, because all of the sides of the animals, really the white will really come up, and that will do with all of the genes what we tried. So we tried with fire, with yellow belly. Last year we tried with blackhead, really nice looking animal. When we got the riptide, I tried with a super Mojave. We always work with virgin females if we want to prove something out. So that's a really good tip.
What kind of data you have collected so far?
We got a lot of spreadsheets, and we always use virgin females to prove something out. So and everything from the collection, what we built with Riptide, is still in our collection.
It's an old project, but it's a fairly new morph that still needs to be worked on.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a recessive gene.
Yeah, we tried last year, at least 2023, we tried with clown. We got some really nice looking combos. So only double head riptide clowns, but with GHI and with pastel leopard. But if you see those, then we still have to figure out what's going on there.
I want to ask you guys, what inspired your business? What inspired you to do all of this?
I already had reptiles my whole life, like tortoises, iguanas, or Nile dragon already. And then I was always interested in keeping reptiles, but just for keeping, not for breeding. And
So
then
basically for fun, it was like a hobby to you
just
that
a
you
hobby.
wanted to do.
Like every fanatic, you just want a nice looking animal to look at and
Interact with.
yeah, that's
how I know you.
yeah. And then in 2002, this guy.
Yeah. Well, not me, my wife, because I was not into reptiles. I just liked to look at them, but I was not about keeping any.
Yeah.
My wife got into crested geckos.
Okay.
And that's where it took off for us. Yeah, at some point she came to me. I want snakes.
It was at this moment that he knew. Up.
And that's where the ball python stuff
And
for us happened.
2006
Yeah.
already.
2006, 4 years later. Yeah, you're right, 4 years later. And I said to her, okay, crested geckos, love them, but snakes, I don't want snakes in my house. I don't want to do anything with snakes. What? And then they made up a plan.
Yeah. Roland was in the Navy at that time.
Yep.
And then he was away for a couple of months.
Yeah.
And then Ingrid was, I'm still interested in snakes, and you're also interested. And then we made up a plan to just buy snakes.
Yep.
So we bought a few, bought ball pythons, just a normal one, and just some.
Started with 3 for
Yeah.
us, I think.
And
Yeah,
then
I think so.
then you just like say, here, Roland, you have some snakes now.
I came home, surprise! and then you can choose, okay.
And now look at you guys now, one of the biggest breeders in Europe. That's amazing. What a big transition. And like what really you ignited everything. Like how do you guys meet? Like would you mind sharing?
Meet?
Yeah.
We met?
Yeah.
We go way back.
Way back. It's
35
crazy. You
years
guys
ago.
are best friends, right? Doing this together.
Best friends for 35 years.
That is
already.
freaking
We
amazing.
met at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With skateboarding and
Skateboarding, mountain
skipping
biking.
school.
Skipping school, exactly.
Don't do that.
Yeah, do not do that.
More skateboarding, but don't listen to us right now.
So pretty much you had a good childhood and you guys are just
did.
all
Yeah.
best friends doing all this together. So you're saying your wives do this together with you guys as well?
Yeah, we started the hobby, the 4 of us, I think.
The 4 of us.
Yeah, the 4 of us.
That's also the name Ires Reptiles. It's just the initials. It's Ingrid, Roland, Els, and Sander.
Wow, that's amazing. I did not know that. So it's all you guys' names shared in one kind of logo and mixed together. That's
Yeah. Yep.
that's so amazing. So you pretty much push each other to the limit because you have 2 separate projects. You're doing the moray and the stranger, and you're doing the riptide.
Yep.
So that's amazing. And then you have all these things that possibly could be new. You guys are like founders of a lot of things. What do you want to say to like the new upcoming breeders, how to help them pursue themselves to go a little further, how they could grow? What can you do to help? What kind of information and advice that you could give from that?
Are we looking at people that really want to start and not having any snakes? Or people that are already owning several snakes and want to become bigger? Maybe, yeah.
Both.
Let's be honest, upgrade or make a company out of it. Because when you're looking at people that just started or want to buy their first snakes, don't make the mistakes we made. Like we invested a lot of money in males and females at the same time.
Yeah.
You don't need the males in the first when you start. Just grow your females a little bit further and then buy the males. It saves you a lot of money because prices all go down over the years. That's one of the mistakes.
So basically you're saying buy a lot of females first, don't start with a lot of males.
Depending if you're starting or you already have a collection.
And correct the word a lot, because I think these days it's more about specializing.
Okay.
So it's not about
awesome
quantity, but quality.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what I want to say.
Yes, I could understand that.
Much more important. Because there are a lot of people breeding ball pythons, but you have to try to separate you from the rest.
Yes, separate from the rest, do your own thing, have your own style.
Yeah, your own style.
Best advice is do your own thing.
And let's be honest, we were very lucky to find genes in our collection, or even spontaneous mutations. That really took us off, of course, because before we found Stranger, we were, maybe it's
just normal ball python breeders.
Yeah,
like
more common, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So pretty much you want to like build your own collection, but like one direction. Don't go every kind of direction.
Be wise and stay on your path. When you visualize something, try to make it happen, and don't go everywhere, because if you follow everywhere, you won't reach your goal. Never.
And do your own thing.
Do your own thing.
Because if you follow all what the rest is doing, you're always 1 or 2 steps behind.
Yeah, exactly. Keep in mind that if most breeders show something, they already have a step next to it, after it, and after that as well. So then you will always be following. And if you want to do something special, you have to do something new. Try to visualize something and make it happen.
So pretty much just do a lot of things that people are not following. So like a different snake.
That's why you want to have a special, small collection and
build off of it.
And get something back from it, so you can invest and grow a bit.
If you don't mind me asking this, what is like the favorite part of doing this? Like, you guys have anything like what you love about it?
Most favorite part?
Yeah.
Everything is good. See if the males are breeding. See if the females are breeding. See if you can hatch some, or at least get some eggs. Then hatch some eggs. Then the outcome is also
the outcome, like the genetics, right?
But if I have really to find one thing to talk about, that's sometimes the goals you reach. For me, when I cut an egg, you cut the egg, you look inside the egg, and you see it, and you say, "Wow!" And they are really jumping inside your incubator.
You can make a happy dance.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just amazing when you open that and then you like created something and then you see it come to life. It's just amazing.
But we have to be honest to your audience. A lot of things go wrong.
Yes.
Projects don't work out. It takes you a lot of time.
You get a male instead of a female, which you want for your project.
Exactly, and then it takes you more time if you hit the female.
Yeah.
What do you say to breeders that are doing a project and then they have eggs and then it all collapses on them? What kind of motivation you could give them to keep going?
Yeah, it's easy to say never give up, but it's the thing we really do. We don't give up. If I want to hit something, I really want to hit something. And if this means somebody else does it before me and I'm 3 or 4 years behind, I still want to reach that goal myself.
Exactly, that's beautiful. I respect that. And how long do you have to like keep things in quarantine?
Yeah, that's also a good question. Probably somebody who has a lot of knowledge about this can say to you it's 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or 6 weeks. We just go on the safe side and we say 9 months.
9 months.
That's what we do. So if we buy a new animal and even it's a little bit bigger already, or it's maybe 400 or 500 grams and it has sperm plugs,
yes,
and it's there for 6 months, we still don't breed it that season. We wait another season.
What is the thing about ball pythons that make you keep going? Like the drive?
The magic balls.
Yeah,
the really magic balls. Everything you see, you can make.
It's just so much possibilities. By the way.
Possibilities endless.
Yeah, the combinations.
The most fun is the ups, not the downs.
Yeah. What can like?
You have to be honest, because when you breed and you have a season, and 20 or 25% of the things work out, you already have a good season in my experience.
Okay.
So you have to live from all the the things that work out. So when you have 10 clutches and 2 or 3 work out, you find all the special things you like to. Don't look at the 7 that didn't work out. Focus on the 3 that did work out. Put your energy in that. And start planning again for the next season what you want to do.
You can always get another season.
Yeah, and sometimes you're lucky, then you have 10 clutch and all 10 work out.
Those are beautiful odds, though.
Yeah, those would be. Yeah, but let's be honest, most of the time this is not the case.
Exactly. What makes you guys keep going when you guys fall into a stumble that doesn't work out for you?
Just don't give up. You always have another year, and you always have another clutch.
And
you always.
And I can imagine that you think, okay, it takes me another year again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because I was one of those breeders one time in the beginning, and I bred an animal. And it took me like 3 years to get this female to the right size, and she gave me her first clutch, and it was something that it was going to be amazing, and then it just turned out very bad, and I was just feeling down, and I just felt like, how can I get up from this? Do I want to keep going? There was one point that I just wanted to give up, and then I started seeing a lot of what you guys were doing, and that kind of transpired an inspiration to keep going, because you guys are also one of my influencers that influenced me.
Okay. That's not nice to know.
No, it's honest. It's like ever since I stepped into Belgium, you guys were one of the people I looked at. In doing this interview with you guys, just a big honor. And I feel it's a blessing that you guys allowed me here, because I know you guys don't allow a lot of people here.
No, we don't. No.
And I feel very honored. This is a beautiful thing. And now I could call you guys friends, because we have this kind of mutual feeling about this, the animals that we like to share about each other. It's beautiful. You don't find that often, but I just want to say, and I want to give you guys flowers that nobody gives you flowers. You guys are amazing. And you guys are, I just hope you guys keep doing your thing. But I just want to say you guys are awesome, and thank you for this interview. I appreciate everything you guys do. So I hope you all enjoy the video and see all the snakes that potentially gave you creativity to move on forward. I just want to show this beauty right here. She is a riptide from the dark side, because there's different variation, the light gene and then the dark gene. This one is definitely one beauty that's going to be going into my projects probably the next breeding season coming up with my black pastel Batman. So I'm hoping to make double heads for the future, but I'm very excited about this girl. Look how amazing she looks. Look how dark she is. She's definitely going to make my dark genes incredible. She's very beautiful. Look, she's into the camera. Look really close. But this girl is so amazing. I'm just happy that I get to work with this project, and she's just really into me right now. She's like wanting going to my face and all. But look at her, just check her out. She is one beautiful animal. I also want to work with a lot of other reptile people that just want to talk about their passion. This is what this channel is about. What is in your passion? But I will go back to educating about bearded dragons again, so don't be discouraged. It's not all about ball pythons or just snakes. It will be a lot about maybe other stuff in the future. But again, thank you for watching and allowing me to do this, and do this with all of you that love reptiles. So continue being awesome, and I hope to see you all in the next one.
Yeah, what can I say about this? It's very clearly pastel. And you see, oh, there she goes. That's not right. But I think people want to see this in the YouTube.
In the bloopers, she went for his
Oh man.